Nation eSports F2 series. I'm Robin Grieft, better known as Chain Game Wow on the game, and today I'm broadcasting the F2 series. We're racing at Canada, where tomorrow will be the national series with all the tiers, racing around the fast Canadian track. If we take a look at the championship standings, we have a close fight after 6 rounds between Mackenzie Stewart and Andrew Lee. There is 1 point between them, and 105 of 104 points behind is Harry. So it looks like the F2 title will go between Mackenzie and Andrew. So we'll see how they will do today. And for the constructors, is Prema leading and of Uni Virtuosi, and in third place BVT Arden. And Prema leads with 13 points ahead of Virtuosi. And it looks like the drivers are readying up. There are 18 drivers here today, and let's go through the teams quickly. For Carlin will race Kloonenberg, Matthew and Speedy Brandon. For ART, Jordan and Josh. For Dams, Brett and Carterboy. Univirtuosi, Andrew and Angry Sidepod. Prema, Mackenzie. Sauber Unitybach, Kim. Campos, Joseph and Matty. For MP Motorsport, Chris and TP, don't know his name. For Arden will race Guy. And for Trident, Seb and Young Lights. We're going to the track now. It's a one-shot qualifying, which will every F2 league do with these cars. It's dry for qualifying. We'll see which weather conditions we'll have for the race. In terms of setup, it's all fixed, so everyone has equal setups. So you don't have like in the national series with setup changes with suspension and wings and that sort of stuff. We're going underway for qualifying now. We'll see how it goes. Pretty much everyone on the super soft tire, unless Matthew is taking on the softs. And TP looks like it's going to be the quickest through the first sector. He's on the moment for pole position as Matthew retires from qualifying. We have 3 DRS zones at this track as it's starting to rain. But I don't think it will affect much unless it comes really fast down. Around the hairpin, going for the long straight, where you can see some overtakes into the race. And the final chicane. With the Wall of Champions, we will see some crash in the race. Over the line, TP gets pole position with 121.2. So we will start from pole position. And he will also take 4 points for getting the pole position. That's also new that are in the F2 rules. He's ahead of Mackenzie, very angry Sidepod, Brett, Jordan, Seb, Matty, Ken, Young Lights and Chris. So round of top 10. Speedy Brandon is 11. Guy 12, Carter Boy 13 and drivers with knots at the time are War, I don't know his name, Matthew, Andrew, Josh and Joseph. We're going to the future race now. The races are all 50% future race and sprint race, which is after the future race. It looks like we have a dry future race on our hands. The drivers are selecting their strategy. You can choose for every strategy you want, from super soft to soft or the other way around. That's pretty much I think the only thing you can change. Information lab is underway. It looks like Sebastian has disconnected. He will start with P6, but yeah. If we take a look at the tires, where everyone will start on, most drivers will start on the super soft tires, and 5 drivers have decided to start on the softs that are very angry Sidepod, Ken Doyle, Matthew Elia, Andrew Lee and Joseph Roberts. Will be interesting to see how Sidepod will go into this first lap, as he is on the slower tire. But if he don't lose much time, he can be in the fight for the race win if when he's on the super soft tire, which will be quicker as Sebastian returns to the session. So he will not miss the start. Who do you think will win the race? We have 20 laps around the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, as Cherry will, I think it's Cherry will backing up the pack. Everyone will warming their tires up for the race. It's a short run down to turn 1. We can see some crashes here. And we'll see how the start goes. There are 4 drivers who got disqualified from the formation lap. Not the best thing you want, but it always happens. Waiting for the lights to come on. There we go. The lights are going on. And the lights are out and away we go. It looks like a teammate of Jerry gets a good start, but Mackenzie gets an excellent start. Goes straight into P1 after some contact, and oh! Jerry front position looks already front wing. And Brad has also not had the best of starts, as Joseph gets a 5-second time penalty for collision with Lucas, and Doyle with Jinx. There are a lot, let's say that. As there's a safety car on track with Mackenzie into the lead ahead of Jordan, and English Cyclot will get this third place with starting on the harder compound tyre. Matt is in P4 and Sepp is in P5 in the Trident car. The safety car right at the first lap. That will also happen tomorrow in all the national tiers, but we will see that tomorrow. Let's take a look for the position changes. Brett has lost and Cherry lost more positions with 8 and 14 positions. Ken didn't have also the start he wanted, as very English sidebelt goes into the pits. Even as Guy, Brad, Josh and Cherry. But that are for front wing changes. As Matthew Craig gets a penalty for speeding. And they'll go back underway. They made their repaired pit stops, and we turn now to the race leader, Stuart Mackenzie. Was racing in the Prima of Max Schumacher's F2 car, who did won 2 races, I think last season. In only one in Hungary. Ooh, Ken gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. That will probably be something ridiculous at the chicane. Don't know what happened, so we'll see later what happened. Or can say in Discord, or will Stuart say something. Jordan gets a 5-second time penalty, even as a Brandon for corner cutting. Yeah, you can get corner cutting penalties even if you're under the safety car. It's weird, but yeah, it's in the game. The drivers who made that pit stop are closing in on the pack. Safety car will be going for Oh, it comes out now. It's pretty late for CDK to come in, but Mackenzie will backing up the pack. As I see, met him with front wing damage. It's pretty heavy, as said, that's a 5-second time penalty. And we're back racing at the Canadian track. That's amazing, I was already up to P8. The first soft runner got past Carterboy, and Carterboy got passed by Ken Doyle. Nobody defends. He got it on the traction. But Josh gets up to P13 because of he took Cherry. Oh, and a spun from Matthew Elliott, and he's out of the race. Another race he obviously wanted. Will he have a Virgil or a safety car? It seems to be only a yellow flag. Mackenzie already pulled out a second. And Matty should really pick him with the wing damage. If you haven't seen it, you'll see it now. His right front wing is pretty much gone. And here will Sepp, I think, go to the inside. Will Matty go to the pits? Yes, he will. So he also gets a 5-second, which will move up Sepp to P3, and everyone else will probably go on to the soft tire. Otherwise you can't make it to the end, as Mackenzie said, the fastest lap, which you can also get the points for, like in the like in F1. As Josh is up to P9 after overtaking a guy, and Brett got past his teammate. If we look for more battles, Sherry I think got the look to a guy as he got the oversteer at the exit of the corner. Brett sees an opportunity and will go up to P11, locks up a bit but keeps P11. As we have Sebastian already at the back of Jordan. And Jordan gets already a 3-second time penalty. That's easy to get with some corners here. And will Sepp pass Jordan? It's very close, but he goes down the inside. Jordan don't give up, but there is a mistake from Jigenleitch. Said he made the span, but mistake happens. So we'll have Speedy Brennan on P4, and there is already up to P5 on the soft tires. I will try to catch the rest of the pack as we lose Cherry. What happened to him? He dropped it somewhere here. And there's a safety car out, but I don't see. The safety car is out, I think, as there's every yellow flag. So Jerry dropped it here, just after turn 4 or 5. So we've got the safety car again, the second safety car in 6 laps. We will see some super soft runners pitting. Mackenzie will pit, even as Sebastian, but Jordan stays out. Don't know if that's the strategy they want to play for. Brandon, Ken and Carter are also in the pits alongside Mackenzie and Sebastian. We probably all go to the soft and can go to the end. Ken goes for the super soft. He will probably pit again. We'll see how he goes. Matty can make some places up to go closer to the top 10. And it's close between him and Speedy Brandon. But Matty will be 12. Inject 8-inch Campus. And Speedy gets a 5 second for exceeding track limits. Oh, he lost young lights under the safety car. Oh, he dropped it there. You don't see much crashes at that place, but it happened to him. So we see Jordan into the pits now on his 6 laps old super soft as young lights. Has left the session as Jordan pits. Brett gets a 5 seconds for track limits. I'll soon check out all the penalties, as are a lot being given. Jordan gets also a new front wing and has a stop and go penalty, I think. Soft tires on, and he's almost at the back of the grid. I think he is at the back of the grid as while passing. With a 1-2 for Unifituosi, with Amazing Hour and Very Angry Sidepod, with Josh in P3, Guy in P4, Brett in P5, Joseph on 6 level super soft in P6, Mackenzie in P7, Sebastian P8, Carter Boy in P9, P10 belongs to Mavi, P11 Speedy Brandon, P12 Ken Doyle, P13 War, and P14, as we just said, is for Jordan. Looks like safety car doesn't come in this lap, so we'll go on for another lap. So I think we will have 10 laps of racing after the safety car period. As I will now take a look at the penalties. Andrew has 1. Angry Sidepod hasn't got a penalty. Josh not, Guy not, Brett has 2 penalties and a 5 second. But I think he made a pit stop. No, 5 second, all the penalties stay. Joseph has already 3. 5 seconds. Mackenzie no penalties. Sebastian has a 5 second, but probably get fixed. Carter Boy has a penalty. Matthew has a 5 second. Speedy Brandon has a 5 second. Ken got 2 penalties on the first lap and got a 10 second on the second lap and got a penalty on lap 6, so that isn't the best start you wanted. War has a penalty with 2 warnings on lap 4, has a 5 second, 2 warnings and a penalty, so a lot of penalties between lap 4 and 7 for him. And Jordan has 2 penalties, so there you go. Here are all the penalties, and the safety car is in this lap. and we will control the field with pretty much everyone on the soft. Someone over the other softs were a bit fresher than the others. As Andrew goes, he cuts the corner a bit, but we're back underway racing. As Josh is already alongside the side path of P2, goes down the inside, so he locks up, and there's contact between the two, and the guy gets P3 I would say, but not anymore, as Cyber will hold on to P2, as Mackenzie and Joseph go side by side through this tight section. Although Seb is really close to them. Will Sebastian go around the outside as there's contact with Brad. Don't know where which driver he got contact with, because it's very close between all the drivers. Joseph is still in front of Mackenzie on his 8 lap of the super soft. Josh got already the traction more, as he is using no assist, which will help, but Cyber doesn't want to give up, but Josh is in P2. As Mackenzie has taken a look to the inside of Joseph, but will Mackenzie have a go on in turn 1? Joseph defends. Mackenzie goes around the outside, turns to the inside, then goes very nice. Joseph gets onto the grass. Oh, very close here. Oh, look at this. Oh, speedy. Joseph gets 5 seconds. And Ken lost the position to Brandon. Will he go around the outside back? Oh, contact between the two. Ken, I think the slipstream on Bradwood is in an advantage, but he will let Brandon ahead. Back with Jordan on the soft tires. Oh, contact in the braking zone between not teammates. Oh, Ken got the traction wrong, and he's dropped down to P12. That's not what he wanted. Go back to battle for P3, as the DRS is back enabled. Drivers can use it if you have 1 second between cars. Brandon takes a look at the outside of Brad. It's close, but there's contact, but Brandon got past Brad in the Dams car. Brad's in the Dams car and Speedy in the Carlin car. There is a crash for Brad. That was close between him and Ken. As Mackenzie is very close to Guy, close to the inside, and obviously there is a DRS which is in his favor. Will Seb go down the inside? Yes, he will. They go side by side. So they both have DRS, so it's a drag race to chicane us. Mackenzie's pressuring side pods for P3. As Sebastian gets P5. Josh has the fastest lap of the race with 1:21.937. Mackenzie didn't go past the side pod now, but now I've got the traction. The rear steps out a bit, but he goes down the inside, catch P3. You can now look ahead to catching Josh and Andrew, and can show his pace. Ken has left the session. As practice in the pitch will change his from lane. Andrew gets a 3-second time penalty. So look at DRS when they're around now. There's a little bit of gap, but it doesn't need to pass him at this rate. Every which game there's also DRS rate. As Josh has closed up to Andrew, we'll go to that battle shortly. Seb stays behind Sidepod as we now go to the front of the pack with Andrew in front of Josh. Oh, Josh lost it and lost his front wing is intact after making contact with the wall. Wait enough, and Mackenzie takes the opportunity, goes to the inside. They're still side by side between the current F1 drivers, and the championship leader takes 7th place as Sebastian can pass Sidepod. And here goes Josh. He gets close to the rear. Will get DRS, but he will shortly pit as there are only 6 laps left. Same as for Andrew, Sidepod and Guy. We're also on 12 lap old. So as Andrew pits, he'll go onto the super soft tire, which he's potentially the lead he had before the second safety car came out. Step up to P3, who's in a net 2nd place, and Speedy Brandon is in a 3rd place at the moment, if 2 out of them will pit. And 13 leveled Subsoft. They've all made pit stops, but I don't know if Josh and Sidepod and Guy will go to the end. We'll see about that. But I think Josh wants to keep in the slipstream of the DRS race of Mackenzie to don't know what to say. We really picked this at the end of this lap. No, he stays out. He'll probably try to make it to the end, I think. That's very angry side pits, but gets a 5-second. That's not a good idea. Good English. There's also front wing change, so we will lose him a bit more time. We'll drop down to P9 behind his teammate. His teammate is in P8, and the driver who finishes in P8 will get pole position for the sprint race, which is after this race. The top 8 will get reversed, so Andrew is at the moment in pole position, but with a fresh set of Supersofts, he will probably catch Carterboy, and we'll see if he can overtake him. Trying non-battles at the moment, as Carterboy takes the escape road, but I just saw Josh lost the DRS to Mackenzie. Andrew gets another 3 seconds. It will help him for the moment. These are the position changes from the start. You can see that Josh has made up 15 places, as he didn't set the time qualifying. So that's a good race from the F1 driver. Carterboy gets a 3 second. Guy got 8 positions, Brandon 6, Carterboy 6. Andrew 8 and Joseph 9. And we got 5 drivers who will be left for the race. That are War, Young Lights, Sherry, who started for pole position, and already had a collision at turn 1. Chris and Matthew. And I saw War and Young Lights leaving the session, but there's a race after this, so that I may not know or don't want to wait on. As Speedy got to the back of Guy, who was 5 laps thrashes soft. As Sebastian is closing in on Josh, who is in the second. Doesn't have the rest for the moment, we'll get it in a few corners time. And also Carterboy closing in on Jordan. And amazing how we're catching rapidly to Carterboy and Jordan. So we may get up to P6. Sebastian got the RS. We'll see if he can get past Josh. Brandon goes to the outside. Will he go around the outside? That doesn't work out, and a guy got pushed. Luckily there is a big enough gap to the car behind him with Jordan. We'll catch him for a second. But we'll see what stewards will think about that. In my opinion, it's not a good idea to go around the outside. That really doesn't work out. Is he inside or not? As Sebastian's right on the back of Josh. And Josh will let him go. It's not really a point fighting him on the 17 lap old softs. Amazing how is up to P7 as Brett retires from the race. We'll see what happened to Brett. He's on a straight. He dropped it there, so I don't know what happened to him, but Andrew is up to P6. There's a battle for P2 going on, I thought, but Josh is pitting. His sauce must be dead, but that's why he'll pit. And Andrew is up to P6 and he'll try to catch that Mighty look at the guy as he will making a pit stop. And it will be up to P4. We'll side pot get these two. We'll go to close between him and Guy, I think. You wouldn't get Josh, Josh gets a... oh, could be close. Here we go. Just gets ahead, but Sidepod has the pressure or tires on temperature. But he's in P8, so that will give him pole position for the next race, for the sprint race coming up soon. As we go back to Mackenzie, he started from P2, got P1 off the line and hasn't been in trouble for this race. He will win the future race and extending his advantage to Andrew in the championship. Seb gets P2, Brandon gets P3, and Andrew, who has I think the fastest lap, will have an extra point and finish in P4. Jordan will finish in P5. Carter Boy happy with P6. Then we have Josh. They fight between these two, Josh 7 and Sidepod 8. Guy moves up to P9 after Robert penalty, and we will wait on Maffy. As Ken already finished, so that was the future race with 2 safety cars. And here the podiums with Mackenzie, Sebastian and Brandon. Brandon was, I think, the reserve driver, so it's a good impression for him in this race, and we'll see what he can do in the sprint race after this. Here are the race results, and Mackenzie is, I think, the only one who doesn't got the time penalty, except from the guys who DNF, but he's the only one who didn't got the penalty, so he can be proud of that. Andrew gets an extra point for the fastest lap with 120.7. Roberts and Ken got 16 seconds of penalties. It's obviously a track where you can cut all corners. We're going now to the sprint race, the final race. The top 8 from the field race got reserved. As we said, Sidepod is in P1. And we will have a rain sprint race. That is interesting. I've raced earlier in this league, but I'll race only 2 races and there were dry. So this is the first league racing the F2 cars where I see a full red race, and it could also be the first one of the season. I'm not sure about that, but wet tires on, and we'll see if it will dry up. I don't think it will dry up, but 40 laps the drivers have to survive. With, as we said, Sidepod is in P1 with Josh 2nd, Carter Boy in 3rd place, Jordan in P4, Andrew in P5, Speedy Brandon in P6, Sebastian P7, race winner from the field race, P8 Mackenzie. He said in the Discord before I started stream that he had some quick web page, so we will see about that. A guy is in P9. Joseph is the lead in Campos, ahead of Maffey. Brett is in P12, Chris in P13 and Matthew P14. It says P13 for Brett, P17 for Chris and P18 for Matthew, but that they are DNF'd. And there are some drivers who left the session. There are now 40 drivers and we started the field race with 18 drivers. So we lost 4. Whoa, there's already contact on the formation lap. As Cyprus is backing up the back. How many drivers are 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 drivers. That's not a good start for them. As the drivers will come up to their grid slot. With very angry Sidepod in pole position for the Canadian sprint race. Waiting for the lights to come on. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we're back on the way. Or we're lights out the way we go. Andrew gets an amazing start, but John gets already into the wall. Carter was up to P4. Amazing already up to P3. But oh, he has contact with Josh. Brandon to P5. As Carter will go onto the grass and there is a yellow flag. Contact between Jordan and Brett as Brett reverses into Jordan like Ricciardo did on Fiat in Baku. Guy got up to P7. Joseph overtakes his teammates. Guy has to take the escape road to avoid contact with Sebastian. Sebastian goes down the inside, it looks like, but Guy goes deep and battle between Sidepod and Josh. I completely missed that Andrew will take Sidepod. Josh goes down the inside. Sidepod doesn't give up. As Mackenzie is up to P4 already, so he at the moment he's got correct pace on the web. He'll want to pass Josh and Sidepod to have a fight with Andrew. It's 2.5 seconds between him and Josh. As Chris, Matthew and Jordan are in the pits for repairs. Oh, there's a crash between Sidepod and Mackenzie is also close to the wall, but I don't think he has lost some front wing. It doesn't seem, but Sidepod has. He has got a front right. And I don't like to see it, but he deliberately crashed himself out. Only front wing damage. That's very unsportsmanship, like whatever the word is. So everyone will get a free position. See what the stewards will say about that. But we don't like to see it, especially if you catch it on stream. Guy is pressuring Sebastian for P5. Sebastian's closing in on Brandon, who was the P4, so he is having a good race, or a good race weekend, so he is in good chance of taking full time of the Carling seat. As he also got a free second when I was talking about him. Oh, Matty. Oh, contact. That is that wasn't looking as a pass maneuver. But Matty probably didn't expect Sebastian would say have the P4, but he spawned. Probably had some contact with Brandon. Wow, cool. That's 3 wide there. Between Joseph, Rabbit Donkey and Brandon. Joseph goes around the outside, gets a penalty, but good move from him. As he already got fly past Brandon in just a straight, already all the way. 2.5 I should say. Matthew has retired. He's also expressed that this corner coming up. Don't know what happened. Don't want to say if it's deliberate, like iPod. Yellow flag only, so no safety car. Which would have been interesting as that will bring the top 3 back, as they are 3 seconds from Andrew and Josh, and 4 seconds between Josh and Mackenzie, and 4 seconds between him and Roberts. Other than that, the pack is very close. Action battles for P5 and P7 now. It's Josh, no Josh. Oh, contact! Brandon spun. As you mentioned, contact with Guy. And there are 2 free positions for Guy. And he doesn't have to do anything for that. We'll see some battles for this Scatterbook at the time penalty, as he didn't approach the chicane very well. Oh, Brandon's into the wall, and it got to 10 seconds, so what the hell happened to him as he left the session? Don't have a clue why he got or why he did that. Matthew was the back of Carterboard for P7. As Brad is also oh, contact. Matthew with contact. I didn't saw it completely, but I saw from the as he front wing damage. I don't think he has. Yeah, his end plate is gone. Right front. Carter will catch the escape road as Bedford passes his teammate, and Matthew overtakes Carter Boy. Andrew is at the fast lap 131.3. Was I think running away from Josh. This is the only battle that's going on at the moment. As Josh gets a free second. It's not in danger at the moment, but it could be later on to race as Brandon. That's obviously his AI. So no battles going on at the moment. Yeah, there's Matty's in second of Brad, but not at a gap where you can say there's a overtake opportunity. Maybe also there's another puzzle left as there is a yellow flag. I don't see where, but on the mini map. Jordan gets a 3 seconds. Oh, Carter Boy has spun and has collided with the wall. But that's more than 20 seconds to the car behind, so he doesn't have to worry behind him. Let's take a look to the position gainers. Andrew got 4 and it was already up to P1 as we lost Carter Boy. And he has retired into the pits. Mackenzie gets a 3 second. He doesn't have to worry. He has Joseph 8 seconds behind. And Amazing Hour is really running away with this. He's already up to 6 seconds. A 1:39 from Andrew. But we are talking about the position gainers. Andrew got 4 positions, like I said earlier, on the first lap. Like a bit of like Senna and Donington in 1993. Josh is the only one who kept his starting position. And Mackenzie got up to 5 places. Joseph 6 places. Guy 4 positions. Sebastian 1. Brett 6 also locks up to turn 2. Matthew got 3 positions. Chris 8 and 2 drivers who didn't gain any positions or lost, or they lost. Jordan with 6 and Speedy Brennan with 5. Obviously Brandon is not in the race yet or anymore. As Chris is pitting, probably changed from lane. No, 5 seconds it looks like. Pit stop. He was on 5 lap old wets, so it's his second pit stop. Yes. Guy gets a 3 second. As we have a fight for P7 between Brett and Matty. The Dam's car versus the Campbell's car. Also Brett gains a lot of time through this chicane. It's half a second already. 1.5. Let's learn that. Further up there I'm not really fights at the moment. With 5 laps left in this wet sprint race at the Canadian Grand Prix. Jordan gets a 3 seconds. But then That doesn't actualize into points as we have yellow flag again. Don't know full goal, but the yellow flag is away. Tomorrow we will have the preview video with for the Canadian Grand Prix with ESPORTLABS from Bojan, who was racing in F4 for Renault. Make sure to check his lap, which will be shown later today. Or tomorrow, let's say that that way. Does it look like it's drier, or is it just me? The rain has calmed down or dropped off. Jordan will almost get lapped with very dominating race from Andrew Lee. Well, has made up a gap from 8 seconds to Josh, and Andrew improves the faster lap with a 1:38.05. And he's only driving in the 30s. The second, third and fourth are the 31s. That's how lower the grid or drivers are, say that the times are lower. So you see the slowest is 1:35, fastest is 1:30. No battles going on at the moment. The closest drivers to each other are Guy and Joseph, but that's still 3 seconds. We can have a look at the penalties. Also, there's not something going on at the moment. Mexico just got a warning on this lap. Josh has 1 penalty, same as Mackenzie. They are equal. Joseph has 2 penalties, so 6 seconds. Let's keep that in mind. Guy pretty much got a warning on every lap, except from lap 1 and lap 7. But those 2 penalties, 6 seconds. Sebastian got 1 penalty. Matthew got 2 warnings. Brett, Jesus, 2 penalties or 4 penalties, so that makes it 12. Jordan has 2 penalties. Brandon, don't take a look at that anymore. And Chris got a penalty from lap 1. That are the penalties. I just saw that Amazing All got a penalty, but he also got 10 seconds, so he doesn't have to worry. As Rabbitogi is catching up really quickly to Joseph, so we may have a fight to the end of the race, as Joseph gets held up by the AI of Brandon. The track gets drier as Amazing All improves again with 1:30.5. Jordan is into the pits. have led the session with I think top 8 goal points, so he was almost led when I last checked. Not a good race for him in the sprint race. I think he got P5 or P6 in the sprint race or field race. Sorry. Dies in a second of Joseph. Brad gets 5 seconds of being in the pit lane. The car has got a minute advantage on the car behind. The US is back enabled. So Brad will probably go to a soft tire and try to set the fastest lap. Doesn't go very fast with the AF2 pit stop, but he's on the super soft tire. He probably is the only one. We'll have a look if he can get the fastest lap from Andrew. Must keep posting the fastest lap every time. The final lap is underway, and DRS is in advantage of Guy, but will we see an overtake? Here we have the race leader, Andrew, who, like Mackenzie, has dominated the race. Andrew more than Mackenzie did, but 11 seconds running away from the pack is very impressive with Eagle cars, Eagle setups. Assists are for not for everyone the same, but that's their own choice which assist they want to run. But here we go with Andrew, who dominated, as we said, the sprint race. Takes the checkered flag to win the Canadian Grand Prix, the sprint race. I will have to wait 11 seconds to Josh. Brad got the lap down, so he can't try the fastest lap, so that will keep to Andrew. Mackenzie after first place, no, third place or second podium, which is what you need to do if you want to win this F2 championship. Joseph holds on to P4 with Guy in P5, Sebastian crossed the line in P6. We'll have to wait 20 seconds to Meffy. In P7. There you go. That was the F2 race weekend at Canada. Here the podiums. One Australian and 2 new drivers from New Zealand. There are 3 different teams: Unifit, Rosie, ART and Prema. These are the results from the sprint race. Chris was the only one who didn't got a penalty, like Mackenzie in the field race. 70 points to Andrew, 7 more than Mackenzie. And as we take a look at the results over the weekend, you see Cass just 35 points, 4 more than Andrew, so his championship gap will be 5 points. So that was the F2 series. I'll thank you all for watching, and join in when we'll be back with the F2 and F3 races, which will be on in 21 hours time. Make sure to watch, and I'll see you for